The US and China have agreed to a framework for a trade deal just days before Donald Trump is set to meet his Chinese counterpart at the APEC summit in South Korea. Christopher Luxon described that upcoming meeting as important and praised international summits like ASEAN and APEC for facilitating such diplomacy. Political correspondent Zane Small is with the Prime Minister in Kuala Lumpur.
The Prime Minister of Malaysia, marking nearly 50 years of ASEAN, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, and 2 decades of the East Asia Summit.
20 years ago, our predecessors had the wisdom and foresight to establish East Asia Summit as a leaders-led forum for dialogue on strategic, political and economic issues.
Christopher Luxon's attendance an opportunity to deepen ties between New Zealand and Southeast Asian nations, such as Cambodia.
Today is an important day for us. We have a $30 billion trading relationship with ASEAN, as you know. We're upgrading today at lunchtime to our comprehensive strategic partnership. That, of course, creates more investment opportunities back at home, but also more export opportunities for our businesses as well.
One impromptu meeting, a reminder of home. Christopher Luxon ran into golf legend Dame Lydia Ko in the hotel lobby. The Prime Minister didn't manage to score a one-on-one with Donald Trump, though, who departed Malaysia yesterday afternoon for Japan, where he met with the Emperor. It followed a whirlwind visit to Kuala Lumpur that started with Trump dancing on the tarmac. In the coming days, however, it'll be a delicate dance of diplomacy for Trump, as he's set to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping to perhaps settle their trade war. The 2 superpowers have agreed to a framework for a deal that could put an end to Trump's threat of 100% tariffs on Chinese imports.
We've reached a substantial framework for the 2 leaders.
News of that potential deal between China and the US seems to have spread optimism and seen the markets lift. But that volatility between the 2 superpowers, fueled by Trump's trade tariffs, helps to explain why Christopher Luxon values the opportunity to meet with the leaders of Southeast Asian nations to diversify New Zealand's trade and defence links. And that's what events such as ASEAN help to facilitate.
What we really want to see is, with the 2 biggest economies in the world, to be able to have, a calm and de-escalated gives a lot of certainty to everybody else. And as you've seen, a lot of what otherwise it creates chaos and it creates a lack of certainty and a lack of clarity. And as a result, businesses don't invest and consumers don't spend. And so, that's the second and third order consequences of the US and China not being working together for mutual benefit.
Christopher Luxon, like many world leaders, will be hoping that the measured and respectful diplomacy at ASEAN will continue at APEC in South Korea.
Well, Zane joins us now live from Kuala Lumpur. Kia ora, Zane. So you will be leaving Malaysia shortly with the Prime Minister.
Yeah, that's right, Sam. Tonight we head to Busan in South Korea, which is hosting the APEC Summit of Asia-Pacific leaders. And we understand that it is Thursday when Donald Trump and Xi Jinping will have that important trade meeting. It's still to be confirmed if Christopher Luxon will have a meeting with either of them at APEC, but he's still got a pretty busy schedule, even in just the next few hours that we have here in Malaysia. The Prime Minister is set to head into a gala lunch here to celebrate relations between ASEAN and New Zealand and celebrate the upgrade of the relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership. There's also been some announcements today, including that New Zealand and Malaysia have committed to boosting trade in halal meat. So that's an example of a tangible outcome for New Zealand businesses to make this trip worth it for taxpayers back at home.
Indeed, Zane. Thanks so much for the update.